So here we have some fat goats, and here we have some nasty green stuff. So let's put the nasty green stuff inside the goats. All right. Nasty green stuff appears to be attached at the bottom, so go ahead and just rip that off. Thank you. You too. Yeah. And then we get some of the smaller ones here. Come on, you're normally a healthy goat. Is celery not healthy? So we have junk food goats here, which is Meep and Lucky. Yeah. And then we have healthy goats, like the little ones there. They don't like things like fruits and sugary feed and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, this stuff smells terrible when you break it. Chicken got a hold of some. We're not sure if we like it or not. Snickers is picking up the slack down there at the bottom, though. Here, what happens if I just push this nasty stuff through the fence? There we go. Then I can take the bag off of it. Although I think I'll need it later. Well, you guys like this stuff. And we put this little guy out so he could, well, not so he could get hit, but so he could hang out with his future family out here. Oh, what do you think, Alaric? Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you jump away from food that fast. All right, let's pick this nasty stuff up. And we'll set it on the fence like so. Why, Meep? You were just tearing this stuff up. I need a little feeder so fell off. There we go. I gotta get this stuff and knock it over here. That's it, unless you want the bag. Say I would, so no, you can't have the bag, because you will eat it. So, goats are kind of, what's a good word? They act in a fashion that we would probably refer to as bullying. The biggest goat beats the crap out of the littler goats, and it's definitely not the size of the fight in the goat, it's the size of the goat in the fight. So bigger is better, but there are two measurements of bigger. Meep is the first. She's plump and juicy, and Junior here is the other kind of big. He's got big horns, although Lucky actually chases him around. That's because we're missing a leg there. And normally goats, as soon as it hits the ground, it's no longer good. I got nothing else for you, Meep. That's just a bag, and no, you can't have the bag because you will eat it, and that's bad. I had planned to save a little bit for the Muscovies, but I let them have a taste of it, and they wanted nothing to do with celery, so I don't blame them. Celery is kind of nasty, so we'll go ahead and throw that away. Hey, that's about enough out of you. And we got to go retrieve our little guy here. He's supposed to be hanging out in here, but he escaped, and so did Pieces, which is, I'm not sure how she escaped, but I figured he probably escaped like that. Yes, yeah, we need to put something on the fence so you can't escape. Yeah, we don't want you to be an scapegoat, do we? No. Well, do you fit? Because this one would be a bad one for you to fit through, I think. Yeah, we don't want that. We want to be able to effectively contain you. So, from here on out, he's going to be spending his days in here, and then we've got a little dog kennel for him at night. He's gonna stay in the garage there. That way we can keep him warm at night. But we made some changes to the goat house. I put a board over the bottom of it so I can fill the goat house up with wood shavings. So we got some here. I went ahead and these are actually recycled from his area there. They're not overly soiled. He doesn't produce a lot of gross and icky stuff, and so we removed the ones that did exist, and then most of the rest of it actually got wet while we were trying to clean it, so I put it in the bucket here. and left it in the sun most of today. It'll probably sit here in the bucket a little bit of tomorrow. I'm probably going to mix it now so it can really dry out good. And then, since we have 3.5 sides on the old goat house over here, I should probably check on this here. So we fixed this tire, and of course it's the actual hole's probably, oh no, I think that's the hole right there. Yeah, I think that's it right there. My brother was able to fix that guy up pretty good, and so we were able to use this thing again. Hey! Settle down, you. Goodness, he's loud. Hey, Muscovies, what are you guys doing over here? This is not a typical hideout for you guys. And they might be trying to get into the goat house. So we put a board over that, although given how much room there is there, I'm probably going to have to add a couple of more boards to this. But the general idea was to see if goats can trip. Wait, no, that's not it. It was to be able to keep a bunch of bedding in there. Hey, Meep, did you notice that there's corn up here? I figured that would get their attention. They love corn. I'm personally not too sure about it because it's I have to imagine that their back teeth don't continue to grow through their entire lives, and goats can live for a fairly good amount of time. Either way, so I think I'll be able to put another 1x4 between this 4x4 and the thing there, and then we can kind of keep a lot of this stuff in here. I might have to plug that hole somehow. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Meep, you are in my personal space. You're getting petted. No. Say, I want food, I don't want pets, and I don't actually care about attention. So, yeah. They're still kind of chewing on the hay. That's why I'm switching to wood chips. They won't eat that. Lucky, you're kind of a butthead. Yeah, because you're a goat. That's funny. So, yeah, we're gonna fill up their area here and see if that will make them a little bit more excited about staying out of the cold and in this nice little goat house we have here. Yeah, see a lot of light in there, but I mean, it keeps them out of the wind pretty good. And Alaric is just all kinds of excited about the baby goat, which is probably not a great thing. Oh, Meep, thanks for leaving the goat house before peeing. That's actually pretty cool of you. She came all the way out here to pee. Apparently pooping is okay in the house, but not peeing. I'm actually pretty good with that because goat poop is not like dog poop or something. You know, it's little tiny packages of plant material, and it's usually relatively dry within a very short time of them pooping it out. So, and it doesn't actually smell. And if any of those things aren't true, that means your goat is probably sick, which can rapidly turn into a life-threatening situation for them. In fact, with goats, when you compare them with like dogs and people, they can go from being this healthy to absolutely on death's door in like 24 hours from, you know, no reason whatsoever. And bringing them back, whether it's an injury or just being sick, is almost always extremely difficult. So they're not exactly the, you know, absolute terminators of the eating world like everybody says they are. It's fairly easy for them to eat something that will hurt them bad, and then, you know, you just never know what's going to happen next. Hey, I'm going to get that little girl to come and get you because you are freaking out. And we need to get you up for the night because there's the sun right there, and even though it's kind of blinding in the camera, it's actually dipped below the hill there, so it's going to rapidly get cold. We got no way to hold in heat around here. We are the top of a hill. if that's not apparent by the fact that everything kind of leans down and away from my house. And we're kind of in the open because a lot of the trees that were here didn't survive. So I'm told before we moved here, there was a bunch of, kind of like we have trees out there, there were trees up here, and you can actually see some of their stumps. I think I buried one right there. That one was on us. That tree was a male cedar, and the females produce these berries, but the males produce, 5-gallon buckets of pollen. And even though I have no allergies, a lot of the people that come over here, and I think the wife to some extent actually do have allergies to them. And I was fancying this being kind of like a nice gathering area with a pond and possibly a very large deck out here. So we started early and removed a lot of that. Plus I couldn't get the tractor back there with that thing anyway. So yeah, so we've really reduced the amount of trees that are up here. Not the cedar really count, but they do break up the wind a little. And the wind always comes from there and goes to there, which is roughly north to south, actually. And our very large, very effective windbreak right here is deteriorating pretty quickly. So this is our fig tree, and it is normally impossible to see your hand if you stick it in there past the elbow, with the leaves being the way they are, but they fall off as soon as it decides that it's fall, which is, well, we don't really have fall around here. Most of the trees are these live oaks, which actually lose their leaves one season away from what you would think they would lose their leaves. But it'll be warm, it'll be 98 degrees, and this tree will go, yep, it's fall, and it will just start dumping leaves. And you're just like, I don't know what made you pick that time, but okay. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, you're like, oh man, this tree must have a crystal ball because it's cold. Yes, I'm gonna go get the little girl right now. How's that sound? Yeah? Okay. We still need to get that tarp. Yeah, I don't know why it's still there, in fact. All right, Lieben, what do you say? That's probably pretty good, huh? Should we throw the ball a little bit? Let's do that.